where it's like we just came out of the crypt after 5 years and we're like, don't even know what world we're in sometimes.
It's frustrating sometimes to listen back and just be like, oh, if we just had taken just a little more time on this, because I'm afraid to actually say what I'm really feeling. I think when it comes to listening to songs from back in the day, the perfectionist side of me that listens to a lot of things because we just simply didn't have the money, we didn't have the funds. So if something was recorded independently, I'd be like, oh, this part could have been so much cooler if we just could have had the time. And we didn't have to use the phrase good enough, because using the phrase good enough in the studio drives me nuts. Good enough. Well, if it's just good enough, why are we recording it? Let's make it great. Let's make this, make this piece very special.
Not enough money back then to spend the time.
Just, it's like, you're spending, $1,500 a day for the studio. You're spending $300 for the engineer. Like, you're recording on 2-inch tape, and each one of those was $400. Like, it's just like these costs, for a bunch of guys who are just working these 9-to-5 jobs, and I'm running a heavy level of BS convincing everybody that these songs are great and we need to just keep digging this hole, and at no point in time does anyone say, yeah, I think you should put down the shovel. It's frustrating sometimes to listen back and just be like, oh, if we just had taken just a little more time on this. So that's just some frustration and sometimes a little bit of embarrassment, because I'll know what the lines are that I'm saying, but they're so heavily laden in metaphor because I'm afraid to actually say what I'm really feeling, because I don't want to be judged at that point in time. And I always say that, cracking the code was when I just shed that skin and I wasn't afraid to say anything anymore, even at the cost of like having your mother or father go, really, hey, just decided to air some family laundry on a record. Wow, thanks for that. To that degree, where it's just like, if it affects you, no one's safe as a songwriter. It's just like, it's probably just going to come out there somehow. So, like, if I wrote a song about domestic violence, like I did on Silver Side Up, and the song's called Never Again, everyone thinks that my dad beat my mother. It's not the case, but I don't get to sit there in the car or in their bedroom or wherever, wherever they are, while they're sitting there formulating an opinion about what they think my father is. So sometimes it gets a little heavy, but all for the sake of art, huh? Yeah. That's what I get for you.
I'm just thinking of, I never thought about that with Windy.
Yeah.
Never thought about that.
Yeah. The old man went through a phase there where he's just like, well, everyone thinks that I beat your mother. I'm like, I'm sorry, Dad, but some of it's not, some of it is storytelling and some of it's, autobiographic.
It seems terrifying to actually expose yourself lyrically that way. Like, to actually make that step.
Reach in here, rip a part of yourself out and just show it to the entire world and let the keyboard warriors go to town. But that's when you start, doing your best work. That's when songs start getting, because when things are like guttural and you can feel that emotion and you just start, here it comes. The listener can feel that. It's like, ooh, this is good. And not only that, he's telling my story right now. That's when you start making those kinds of connections instead of someone sitting back going, geez, I wonder what the hell this song's about.
I'd say massive.
Massive is the word that came to mind too, but
just doing the promo for this album. I mean, 5 years ago we did the last album, the promo. Going to people's houses, influencers' houses, to do TikTok videos and stuff. Like, even 5 years ago, that wasn't a thing.
No.
Where it's like we just came out of the crypt after 5 years and we're like, don't even know what world we're in sometimes.
It's a little different. But it's fun, it's cool. Like, you just kind of roll with it. It's a lot of fun to get to show the world that we don't take ourselves seriously, You've got all these pictures of the band and we're doing this, the metal pose or this, that, or whatever. And then you got these 4 supposed adults that are just laughing at every fart joke you can imagine, like just being
Those jokes will never get old.
No, that's true. Just being total goofballs, you know, but everyone's just like, wow, these 4 losers really take themselves seriously.